Hi folks, this is Miguel from the Embargo Man channel. So, what's going on right now is this epidemic with this virus. Okay, it's the coronavirus, right? So, let me get you the intentions of all this, alright? So, what's going on with this? I mean, I'm just talking about this virus because I know this is a really big epidemic that is going on worldwide. This is global. This is more global than it is. So for you folks out there, I must say this. All right. Look, do not just criticize some certain group of people. I mean, this has brought so much of this thing of discrimination on Asian people. So look, folks. I mean, the virus started in Wuhan, China, and like my parents, or like my dad used to come here, and like he says, like I wanted to go to Japan, and I wanted to go to, and then there's a trip that could include China, right? Says, okay, we cancel this because of the coronavirus and all that stuff. Then yeah, then it just hit the roof, and then just hit the roof in Japan, and then it hit the roof in in Korea and in some other parts of Asia, right? And it hit the roof in Italy. So can you imagine that? So that means that anybody could get the coronavirus, right? So it's called COVID-19, right? It says COVID-19, like what happened is with COVID-19, it is very contagious, like some cough or whatever it is. But remember, of all things, to just say to this coronavirus, look, it could, I mean, it happened to anybody. But hey, white folks, you know what? Do not criticize Asian people, people from Japan, people from China, people from Korea, of saying that they are the ones contracted the coronavirus, right? We have two cases right here in Florida about a 20-year-old woman catching the coronavirus and coming from Italy, and a 50-year-old man catching the coronavirus taking place in Tampa, Florida, right? So a guy in Washington catching the coronavirus, and like I don't know what is more about the guy who no bullshit, no saying they're not gonna help white people to cure the disease for the coronavirus. Well, don't come up with that crap. That would be alright. What it is everybody could get the coronavirus. I mean, this is like what has happened during the AIDS epidemic with gay people. They were like blaming gay people for contracting the AIDS virus, and after the AIDS, but that was back 40 years ago. Before that, around the 1980s, when Ronald Reagan was president, the AIDS epidemic was very popular, and that is something that I say that it does happen. It started, and they are saying, "Oh man, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gonna catch the AIDS virus." But then AIDS virus was considered by needle sharing and all that stuff, and what else you could even think. Boom, people who are with hookers couldn't have the AIDS virus. All right. AIDS is like, what is this now? Like, we are transition, even though Magic Johnson is a straight person, but we are transition from Magic Johnson to Yao Ming, right? What in the world is going on, people? Look, you cannot blame these folks of saying that they're the ones, the great contributors to the coronavirus. No, anybody could have the coronavirus, like anybody could catch the AIDS virus, right? So, one thing to prevent for the coronavirus, this is a new virus in town. It's originating in China and other stuff. Number one, wash your hands and use hand sanitizer. Okay. Number two, drink lots of orange juice, right? Because it contains vitamin C. Vitamin C could, combat any diseases with vitamin C. And three, wear a mask if possible. If it's possible, right? So we don't know what is this COVID-19 or the coronavirus would be. But then, for a matter of fact, it's going to hit harder in Africa. It's going to hit harder in Africa and probably Latin America, but hey, that's just spreading. But then the like some cases of the coronavirus case. Look, folks, because I'm gonna just tell you, for some people, I mean, they have been closing schools in Japan. If there have been closing schools in Japan because of the coronavirus, and for some of you people, I'm just saying, to no insult to injury, do not blame the Japanese government of creating the coronavirus. I know, because it hit Korea. It hit Korea, and then if it's hit South Korea and all in quarantine, do not just blame the Japanese government on the coronavirus. Like, blame it, the Japanese, on other things, right? So that, just put it aside, because I mean, anybody could get the coronavirus. I mean, most actually, like same like other diseases, there are these people called the elite. The elite are in control of all these things, of creating new diseases and all that stuff. But as as everything is where it's going through with the elite, the Illuminati. I believe they created the AIDS virus, right? And I believe they created the coronavirus. Doesn't matter who, but they're creating the coronavirus. And it's not Japanese folks, alright? So don't come up with blaming all and suddenly with the coronavirus conspiracy. That's not the way we could come and blame others, like somebody's like preacher said to me. I know that when I heard a sermon says, you point the finger at them, the finger's pointing back at me, because it's shame on you, it's shame on me, right? Freaking pointing fingers at each other, right? You blaming for what? For something that you might also say, you might do your other wrong things, or you might have your own skeletons in your closet, right? That is, I'm just saying to everybody, not just Koreans, even Japanese folks too. But then, as this coronavirus is hitting so hard all over the world, like even in Milan, Italy. In Italy, people who has never show up for the fashion shows in Milan, sporting events being cancelled. All right, I mean, this is it with this epidemic of the coronavirus. So what is going on right there is, yes, put it this way, and for some folks, and say for Japanese folks, don't say Cheerios, what was going on, but this is what I have said. This would be, this epidemic of the coronavirus would lead to anti-Korean sentiment in Holland, in the Netherlands. Why, out of all these places around the world, of saying that Japan have a very strong sense of anti-Korean sentiment, I'm not saying that, but not all of them are like hating on Koreans, but it goes to transition because the cases in Korea about the coronavirus hits the Netherlands. It all going to start in the red light district of Amsterdam. And why would it be in the red light district of Amsterdam? So as to point out what's going on with this coronavirus incident and this anti-Korean sentiment in the Netherlands are going to be very strong, and starting with the red light district of Amsterdam in Holland. So don't be afraid. Don't even just blame the Dutch for saying that, like, they're going the same way. They're going anti-Korean because some Korean prostitute has carried the coronavirus in the red light district of Amsterdam, or like whatever the case may be, right? So or not to say Cheerios for some of you folks is saying hooray, is saying don't go hip hop hooray for saying, oh look, the Dutch are doing something that they don't like. Thank goodness for Corona, alright? It's not what you're saying to blame each other, right? One country I want to visit, their folks over there. I mean, I'm talking about Japan, right? And all this beef between Japan and Korea, and then send about coronavirus in the red light district of Amsterdam, and they started all this hating on Korea crap. I don't want that kind of crap saying to go hip hop hooray on them, right? No. I'm just saying that if you want to say support these people or folks that are just afraid just because of the coronavirus. I mean, most probably from people from a country I want to visit, even though that you have closed your schools until April and all that stuff, and then you want to blame other folks because of two rocks that, the Lion Court rocks or whatever, coronavirus or whatever it is, in the red light district of Amsterdam and Holland, right? So I say that don't just go there. Anybody could get it. If it hits the roof and you come on and pointing each other and blame it, this is not to have beef with each other or to just blame each other and like dissing each other and like looking like freaking like little kids or something like that, fighting over stupid stuff. Like, who cares? Because this virus doesn't even care. Some like it's saying the same thing, like the AIDS virus, that they don't care if you're gay or straight or whatever, right? So either way, what is going to happen is this: that where is the first case scenario in the Netherlands of the coronavirus death would actually be with a Korean hooker, this and the story, and put the story short, or make it not long story short, but make it to tell you more in detail about what are one of the oldest profession on earth and whatnot. All like, there is no thing of the Me Too movement or the him too movement thing going on, or whatever the case may be. This coronavirus thing has helped out, just to pause everything. With that is like, I've seen some videos as they might say, even random Yoko did something with coronavirus, right? I didn't see one of your videos, lady, but yeah, you did something with the coronavirus, and this could be related to one issue of what might be the case of what would be of a person in the Netherlands dying of coronavirus, right? So that would be taken part by in the red light district in Amsterdam. As I might just say, I could predict that if that happens, that happens. Damn, like then what I'm talking about the another form of the oldest profession, like in prostitution in Korea, and they say that okay, they will say that the Japanese folks put Korean sex slaves or whatever in the whole other story and all of that. Well, what it is that these women went there and they within their own government, I mean South Korea or something like, they went and protesting and they just put out some gasoline just to burn themselves or whatever, just to and paint their faces and try to look like clowns. Now that kind of feeling with this incident coming around with this stuff, even though it's already hit South Korea hard at a church or whatever or somewhere, that in this case this anti-Korean sentiment turning into what it comes in the red light district of Amsterdam and Holland would be like really big, right? So that would be this coronavirus thing. I mean, that's kind of stupid. That still is blaming the people just to carry it. Just saying the same thing as just blaming gay people for the AIDS virus back in the 1980s, right? So what it is in my political view of saying that, like, if I was voting for a presidential of the United States during the 1980s, then during the 1980s, during the AIDS epidemic, a gay guy is running for president, right? Not to say that because that's what it feels like, right? So that, in the other hand, but putting that thing of this coronavirus and discrimination on one certain group of people and whatnot. So the cases will be that, I mean, what it is to protect yourself of coronavirus, drinking orange juice and do all these precautions or whatever it is, or they need to cancel sporting events. I mean, that's all over the world, even including here in the United States, right? So I might just saying that what is going on right there is, I mean, everybody needs to chill out with that. I mean, we need to chill out with that, and that may be because whatever the case may be, that this coronavirus started in China. It spread in Japan. It was a few cases. It spread in Canada, and some people are infected. It spread in the U.S. Like about 2 people were infected. It spread in Italy, Korea. I mean, if it spread in South Korea, and then the Netherlands would be one of the hardest hit or hub points of where they begin anti-Korean sentiment, right? It is because of that, because of going back to the story about the Korean prostitutes going outside their own country to practice their own profession. They're gonna feel that thing that, like, I'm not welcome here or whatever it is, I'm doing sex work or whatever. Is gonna happen because of the coronavirus, and that is going to be very ridiculous on that part, because what's going on, they're gonna go and protest and they will say in their own language and then in native language of the land they reside, and they says, we don't have corona, we don't have corona. They blame us, they freaking blame us for corona. And then in South Korea might do that, they freaking go into the same route. The Dutch are like the Dutch are like the Japanese folks and that bull crap, right? So that is what is going to happen thanks to the damn coronavirus. I mean, that is for you folks gonna follow along, and as you follow along, don't just blame certain people for creating the virus. Don't just blame some certain people to carry the virus, or don't just create another hub within your own country. I mean, especially for somebody that I see as a YouTuber that I know that she comes out videos and whatever it is. I think it was Vanderveen, right? Ivana Vanderveen. Just be careful what is going on. I think what was going to happen with this coronavirus thing is that over there in the red light district of Amsterdam, this is where things are going on of this so-called anti-Korean sentiment going to start within your country, right? So that's for Ivana. And talking about that, and that's where it is going to start because of that. And whatever it is anybody could get the coronavirus, just like anybody could get AIDS. And I would say that that this epidemic, and I hope there is plenty of things to have a cure for corona. Maybe marijuana would be the cure, if possibility that marijuana has be the cure, because I signed a petition, and I bet that they want to find the cure, but then whatever it is, like, they have to find a cure, probably because I write a petition, and I hope you write the petition because it's down below in my channel. And please, whatever happens, what it is that I could tell you this, folks. You have seen that all the cases of the coronavirus spreading in Italy. I mean, don't just isolate Italians, alright? They're not the ones that would have carried the virus, right? Like, same thing like it happened with gay people that just carried the AIDS virus, right? Don't just isolate all Asians, right? They might say that, like, not all Japanese folks carry that, and not all Asians are Chinese, alright? So that would be like saying, don't be afraid, it's like saying, you just and some people who are actually people who are doing stylists and barbers and other stuff, just think about that you're going back in the Reagan era and you're cutting hair on a gay person, right? Just think about it, that as how they felt during the AIDS epidemic, how they get isolated because they just blame the gay people for contracting AIDS. They just think about it, and just do your job, right? And don't let anybody says, oh, I hope you're not gonna cut that shit, man, or whatever. No, ignore them, screw them, alright? Screw them, because we don't need anybody to get isolated. Or I might just say this, for some folks who are just wanted to close your schools and whatever, konnichiwa, arigatou gozaimasu, alright? I'm saying this because I'm just saying arigato. So whatever it is that you might do not just shear on a European country, that one country, we're talking about Korea, right? that one of their workers, a worker from that country living in the red light district, and then they just follow of your flow of hating on Korea, and then you saying, oh look, thank God for the coronavirus, or thank goodness for that the coronavirus just follow along our path. No, I don't want this kind of crap. You follow along with this garbage. I don't want them to be isolated too, because that is just serious crap. You know, like same thing like the AIDS virus. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, or whatever. Coronavirus doesn't matter if you're Asian, white, black, whatever. It did kill you, right? And yes, like Africa's gonna hit the hardest, but hey, in a way, about that. And for some of you that you have living in there waiting for, like, okay, you know, the people in the red light district, you know, Amsterdam, and the people in Amsterdam, Holland, or people are planning to go to Amsterdam, Holland, you know, you say you want to do your thing, alright, just pay the hooker, right? So what it is just because the hooker's Korean, and then you feel all this whatever, you feel the wave of this anti-Korean sentiment in that area. I mean, this is where I going to get this, where people have this sympathy or whatever is going to happen, that with the country they want to experience, or they always just blame Japan for everything. Don't just put the Netherlands in on the same boat as Japan and saying, oh, they're hating because they're hating on us because, just going to Korean folks, they hating on us because of that or whatever. Then back to Dutch people, especially Ivana. Just be careful and be aware. I mean, this is what we need, is to get together, love one another, and I'm sorry for all this, that I'm just saying that I'm in the end of route a little bit of hating on some people, but hey, I mean, and please, some of you folks that, not with everybody, but some of you folks, like everybody, like this dude, right? I mean, called fans and vids or whatever it is, that, or you insulting my name. I mean, this Korean dude who he's all insulted. Don't say that says I hope all these people at the corona. You know what? Don't ever you also just wish people that insult your own kind just because some hooker has a coronavirus, saying that, you know, they are like, well, nuke Netherlands, better off or whatever. Don't say that all this garbage, because I mean, you want to say something. I mean, coronavirus is really something, a serious topic that was going on. I mean, I don't want to hear that kind of crap. You know, that kind of crap is out of YouTube. I don't want that. And whatever it is, come on. I mean, the worst case scenario of this coronavirus, that all these deaths coming from all over the world. I mean, never here in Holland, but most likely this, if the coronavirus death case of a victim in the Netherlands would be resulted by a hooker in a hooker from South Korea, a hooker from Korea would be the first victim to die in the Netherlands of the coronavirus, of the COVID-19. The first, and that would be with Ariang News will be one of the first ones to report the victim in the Netherlands who died of the COVID-19. We said that this has been taking place in Amsterdam. So that is like how I could predict where the case of the first victim in Holland, where they take place. The first victim in Holland to die from the coronavirus will take place would be in the red light district of Amsterdam, Holland. Would be a Korean sex worker. I mean, that's just a prediction that I look forward. But because Ariane News is a Korean media network, and they immediately will report the first death in the Netherlands because it is a Korean media network, that they will report the first death in the Netherlands by a sex worker in the red light district of Amsterdam. So that is the hub for this, where the growth of this anti-Korean sentiment in Holland. And that's where stuff hits the roof, and we already have done stuff already hit the roof. Coronavirus has hit the roof. I hope we could talk about this. My next video would be about AIDS, and then when I'm talking about AIDS is really interesting topic. So this is more what it is, even though for the beer corona, I mean, remember the beer corona has losing sales because of that. The same what happened with the AIDS candy in the 1980s. So I mean, please don't subscribe. Please first subscribe to the Embargo Man channel. And whatever happens, just stay safe. I'm sorry to just be down with some people, but stay safe. Love each other, and please don't come up with these new ideas, and please don't follow along or go with the flow on discriminating on Asian folks, or go with the flow of following the anti-Korean sentiment in the Netherlands that is going to start in the red light district. So goodbye, and take care of each other. Much love for everyone, and hit the bell button for more videos in this channel. So goodbye, and don't forget to sign the petition of a possibility that the marijuana would be the cure for COVID-19. Goodbye, folks. See you on the next video.